The term ecology or oikology is derived from two Greek words. Oikos means house or place to live, and logos means a discussion or study. The German botanist Ernst Haeckel in 1869 is credited for the coinage of the term ecology. Ecology may be defined broadly as a science or interrelation between living organisms and their environments, including both physical and biotic environments. The German botanist Ernst Haeckel in 1869 coined the term ecology. The different populations of the same kind of organisms are often referred to as local population. Members of a local population may be genetically adapted to their specific environment, such as population is called ecotype. Ecosystem is a segment of nature consisting of a biological community and its physical environment, both interacting and exchanging materials as well as the energy. Biome is a large regional unit delimited by a specific climatic zone having a particular major vegetation zone and its associated fauna. Example, tundra desert, temperate deciduous forest, tropical rainforest, ocean, etc. Biosphere is biologically inhabited part of Earth along with its physical environment consisting of lower atmosphere, land and water bodies. Let us now see the organisms and its environment. Environment is the sum total of all biotic and abiotic factors, substances and conditions that surround and potentially influence organisms without becoming their constituent part. Climate is a long-term property of the atmosphere which is the same over a larger area and remain the same over a long period of time. Climate determines the flora and fauna of the place. Habitat is a specific place or locality delimited by a combination of factors, physical features and barriers where a community resides. Niche or ecological niche is a specific part of the habitat occupied by individuals of a species which is circumscribed by its range of tolerance. There are four major types of factors: climatic factors, topographic factor, edaphic factor or the soil factors, and biotic factors. Responses to abiotic factors, a process by which the organism keeps the internal environment constant despite drastic changes in the external condition, is called homeostasis. Regulators, some organisms are able to maintain a constant body temperature and constant osmotic concentration, and despite changes in the external environment, they are called regulators. Conformers, animals and plants in which the osmotic concentration and temperature of the body changes according to ambient conditions of water, are called conformers. Migrate, the organisms can migrate temporarily from unfavorable habitat to a more favorable area and return when unfavorable period is over. Suspend or stop for a time. Various kinds of thick-walled spores are formed in bacteria, fungi and lower plants which help them survive under unfavorable conditions. These germinate on return of suitable conditions. The adaptations in plants. Many species of plants show adaptation to dry habits and high temperatures conditions. For example, plants of hot deserts, they are termed xerophytes. These are of four types: ephemeral, annual, succulents or succulent perennials. Ephemerals evade dry conditions by remaining in the form of a seed but live for a brief period and complete their life cycle during the rains. Succulents have fleshy organs to store large amount of water. Non-succulent perennials are true xerophytes. Plants which grow in water or water-rich substratum are called hydrophytes. Halophytes are plants which show adaptations to saline environments. Adaptations of animals. Camouflage, cryptic appearance, is the ability to blend with the surrounding or background. Mimicry is resemblance of one species with another in order to obtain advantage, especially against predation. Hibernation or winter sleep or estivation or summer sleep are quite common in ectodermal, cold-blooded animals. Frog, an ectodermal animal, shows both hibernation and estivation. Cold hardiness is achieved by developing extra solutes in the body fluids and special ice nucleating protein in the extracellular spaces. Population. In ecology, a population may be defined as a group of organisms of the same species occupying a particular space. Population size is generally expressed as a number of individuals in a population. Population density is defined as the number of individuals per unit area or per unit volume of environment. Population growth can be described by following logistic equation. You can see the equation. The following equation describes the exponential or geometric growth pattern of a population which results in a J-shaped growth curve. So there is a formula. You can see the growth rate R is equal to number of birth minus number of death divided by average population in time interval. The population interaction. The interaction among individuals of the same species is known as intraspecific relationship, and among the organisms of different species is termed as interspecific relationship. Mutualism. It is the mutual beneficial relationship between individuals of two different species where none are capable of living separately. Commensalism. When two or more animals live together and if there is no physiological dependence between them, they are referred to as commensals, and the relationship between them or these organisms are called commensalism. Here is a chart which shows the difference between mutualism and commensalism. In mutualism, it is association between two organisms in which both are benefited, whereas in commensalism, it is an association between two organisms in which only one is benefited, the second one is neither benefited nor harmed. In mutualism, the contact between the two organisms is obligatory. Contact between commensal and its benefitor may be periodic or continuous. Whereas in commensalism, with continuous contact, commensals remain more or less in permanent contact with their hosts. Let us see another chart which shows intraspecific competition and interspecific competition. It is competition among individuals of the same species, whereas interspecific competition is the competition is amongst the members of the different species. Here in intraspecific competition, it is for all the requirements, whereas it is for few requirements. The competing individuals have similar types of adaptations, whereas here the competing individuals have different types of adaptations. In intraspecific competition, it is served due to the similar needs and adaptations, and it is less severe as the similar needs and few. I'll repeat this. In intraspecific competition, it is severe due to similar needs and adaptations, whereas in interspecific, it is less severe as the similar needs are a few and the adaptations are different. Chapter Organisms and Population. Community is species structure and diversity index of an area, biomass, autotrophic and heterotrophic components, all of these. The correct option is all of these. Which factor of ecosystem includes plants, animals and microorganisms? biotic factor, direct factors, indirect factors, abiotic factors. The correct option is biotic factors. Which one of the following is categorized as a parasite in true sense? The cuckoo lays its egg in crow's nest. The female Anopheles bites and sucks blood from humans. Human fetus developing inside the uterus draws nourishment from the mother. Head louse living on the human scalp as well as laying eggs on human hair. The correct option is head louse living on the human scalp as well as laying eggs on human hair. I'll repeat. A population with equal number of births and deaths will show acceleration phase of growth, plateau phase, exponential growth phase, initial phase of growth. The correct option is plateau phase. A terrestrial animal must be able to excrete large amounts of salts in urine, actively pump salts out through the skin, conserve water, excrete large amount of water in urine. The correct option is conserve water. Adaptation to low temperature and freezing in animals occurs due to the production of chaperonins, prolin, antifreeze, alanine. The correct option is antifreeze. An association of individuals of different species living in the same habitat and having functional interaction is biotic community, ecological niche, population, ecosystem. The correct option is biotic community. Association between sea anemone and hermit crab in gastropod shell is that of parasitism, commensalism, symbiosis, amensalism. The correct option is commensalism. CAM helps the plants in reproduction, conserving water, secondary growth, disease resistance. The correct option is conserving water. The abundance of a species population within its habitat is called relative density, regional density, absolute density, niche density. The correct option is niche density. Which of the following is not the characteristics of the anatomy of xerophytes? Well-developed conducting tissues, spongy parenchyma, thick cuticle, well-developed mechanical tissues. The correct option is spongy parenchyma. Competition is most severe between two distantly related species growing in the same habitat, closely related species growing in the same habitat, closely related species growing in different niches, distantly related species growing in different niches. The correct option is closely related species growing in the same habitat. Which one animal copies the appearance, action or sounds of another animal to avoid predators? It is called mimicry, commensalism, competition, symbiosis. The correct option is mimicry. If the rate of addition of new members is higher than the rate of individuals lost, it shows exponential growth, declined growth, zero population growth, none of these. The correct option is exponential growth. Which of the following take part in symbiosis of lichens? Fungus, fungus, alga, 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 fungus, fungus, gymnosperm. The correct option is alga, fungus. In an ecosystem, biotic factors affect the survival of an organism in that ecosystem. They include competition for food and water, competition for shelter, cooperation to help find food, all of these. The correct option is all of these. The role of an organism in the ecological system is known as niche, habitat, herbivory, interaction. The correct option is interaction. Information about birth rate, death rate, sex ratio, age distribution, etc. of a population is obtained from mortality rate, life table, natality table, both A and C. The correct option is life table. Insectivorous plants are adapted to soils deficient in nitrogenous compound, deficient in water, rich in water, deficient in trace elements. The correct option is deficient in nitrogenous compounds. Large woody veins are more commonly found in alpine forest, temperate forest, mangroves, tropical rainforest. The correct option is tropical rainforest.